Information requested. Smiley's podcast is doing Blackflame. Beginning report. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Smiley's. I'm joined by Mora, and we're doing Cradle. Hello, Mora.
Hi, Lee. How are you?
I'm good. Just can we get to the book?
Okay.
Can
Sure.
we have a lot to talk about, and this book is really good. So, yeah. First impressions.
Oh my God, what? We are doing Cradle. This is the third book of the Cradle series by Will
Yeah,
White,
first impressions of the
Blackflame.
book.
First impressions was awesome. Awesome sauce.
Yeah.
I'm sad that we have to stop going, before going to the next book, we have to stop and talk about this and then only begin the next book.
Yeah.
That bumps me out. Yeah.
We've not started Skysworn, yeah. I mean, I think it's fair to say that each book is getting better than the last. I liked Unsouled.
Exactly.
I liked Soulsmith. I really liked this book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So-
that counts for first impressions. So I think we're gonna do a bit more of a format this time around, right? We're gonna actually talk about
Probably.
what character is doing what at any given time.
I mean, at least now we have some orientation in the world. Like we know where
Yeah.
we stand, we know what characters exist and what are we, likely to keep coming back. So we can sort of have a, structured discussion rather than just, oh, I love this and you love this and just go on. Is there do you have like a small summary of spoiler-free summary if possible? No, no need for spoiler-free. Just a summary of what happens throughout.
I can get one.
Why is it called
probably make one.
Blackflame?
Well, so Lindon is now taken into the care of Eithan, along with Yaren, for the Blackflame Empire, and he is being taught the path of Blackflame. Wow, great naming
Yeah.
conventions, guys. And essentially, as far as Lindon and Yaren are concerned, this is the book where they basically train a lot, which is a bit of a. But at the very least, they have formalized their training. It's like, okay, we're gonna wander around the wilds and kill anything that comes across us, and that's why we're gonna progress. They're systematic in their approach. While
Like
that is
us.
happening,
See? We've become systematic.
yeah, homeboy Jai Long is preparing for the duel in his own way, which is basically killing fools with the ancestor spear
Yeah.
to gather the mantra. And Eithan is doing Eithan things. That's, I think, the best way to summarize is what Eithan does.
Yeah. So that was Blackflame. Do you want to have a character check-in? Do you want to start off with
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So Weishi Lindon. What was he doing at the end of Soulsmith?
He had
was-
been apprenticed under Fisher Gesha on behalf of of Eithan,
Yeah.
and he had basically just become a soulsmith proper. And then, they're like, okay, we're leaving. Okay, where are we going? Well, we're going to Blackflame City. Okay, cool, neat.
And he was
That's pretty
iron.
much where we left off last book.
He had a
And he was
blood
iron, yeah.
forged
He was
body.
iron. Yeah.
Yeah. Both of his cores iron? I'm not sure.
Not at the time, I think.
Okay.
They
Anyway,
are
so
now.
now, what about now at the end of Blackflame?
Then a Blackflame.
Dude is
He
a
is low
jade.
gold on one core and jade on the other.
Is he? Sorry, what?
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah,
he
he's low
jade
gold.
throughout?
No, he's low gold.
Oh yeah, he gets a remnant. Yeah, yeah.
gets
I mean, he
the-
gets
the
the gold
eyes, yeah.
sign. Yeah. Oh, that's a cool gold sign.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And he has the, adept mastery of the Path of Blackflame, and he gets arrested for practicing said Path of Blackflame. Great.
I mean, we've been told it's illegal, so yeah, it makes sense. So basically, his gold sign is just his eyes turning same as Orthos, whatever his eyes
Yeah,
are,
yeah.
right? So that's his gold sign. So yeah, low gold, jade, and still the iron body, still the blood forged iron body.
Yeah.
And still okay. Do we know anything about his aura now? Is he still using pure madra? That's what he's
Yeah,
using,
one
right?
core, yes. One core is still pure, the other core is Blackflame.
Black flame. So yeah, it needs both. He needs one corrosive substance and one cleansing substance. So it
Yeah.
balances. And the thing is,
Yeah.
what is the technique he's taught by Eithan to, so that he has extremely high madra? The
The
wheel
heaven earth
grinding thing.
purification wheel or something like
Oh
that.
God,
The
heaven and
wheel
earth. Yeah.
grinding thing. Which is basically just, like it grinds his matter down. Which is, yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I think we should just quietly move to Yerin because she names all these things, right?
Yeah.
So she calls
And she
it
gives them much
heaven
better
and
names than, like, yeah.
fierce outer burning. What is it? Fierce outer robe burning technique.
Something like, it's like the fierce outer burning robe. Yeah, I think it's fierce outer burning robe, yeah.
Yeah. So she names Little Blue also, the
Yeah.
Sylvan Little Blue. So it's nice. So what was Yerin at the end of last book? She was low
I
gold.
think,
She had one
yeah.
gold sign.
Yeah.
Nothing really had happened to her at the end of Soulsmith. She was still the same.
Nah, she was
But
killing
now,
fools. She was like the only person who actually fought among the trio.
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah.
And now she has two gold signs.
Yeah.
So she's high gold.
Yep. And she no longer
And
has her Master's Remnant because she, absorbed that her
crushed
power to
it.
advance.
That was
And
very
then she's,
sad. That
yeah,
scene was really sad, no?
yeah, yeah.
When she realizes that it's not really her master, it's just, just a voice in her head. And that was
Mm-hmm.
very sad. So her unwanted guest is actually a dread god piece, by blood parasite. See, I
Yeah.
told you it was part of her family or something, no? So it's basically devoured her entire family. Like everyone is
Mm-hmm.
dead, and it's all the parasite has taken them, and that's why she's
Mm-hmm.
keeping it tied and subdued. One of the book titles is Dread God. So we've been seeing that each book title reflects what Lindon is. Is he going to become a Dread God sometime?
No, no. He's not going to become a,
No.
a Skysworn. Come on.
Sky.
Is he?
He might join the Skysworn family. Who knows? He might get wings. Come on, Yerin has awesome sword arms. Why won't this guy get wings? I,
I think because it's
maybe.
illegal.
Sorry, what?
I think it's illegal to practice the path of crafting sky in the Blackflame Empire.
But
Because it's,
but he might be
but,
adopted into the family.
yeah, maybe.
He's still the protagonist of a fantasy series. So
Yeah, true, that's true.
right. So did anything else happen with Yerin? That's it. So she has now two
No, I
sword
think it's
arms.
just advanced. Then now she has two swords, two gold signs, and she has her blood madra parasite thing, which is apparently a dread god, whatever that is. And
Yeah.
that's kind of it. And she names things.
She names things. She names things nicely. Yeah. Okay. Ethan? Ethan. How
Oh
do you say it?
God, Eithan. Yeah,
Yeah. He's
yeah.
at the end of last book. It was revealed that he is Aurelius and he belongs to the janitor family. And in this
Yeah.
book, it's just reinforced that yes, he does really belong to a janitor family. He fights with a broom and a pair of scissors.
Oh God, the broom. Oh God.
So he has something called soul fire. So when you reach
Yeah.
Lord from gold, you have soul fire, which you have to like accumulate and then use it.
Mm-hmm.
So soul fire, the best weapons are the ones which have soul fire infused in them or something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he does. So he has an ordinary broom, and he can kill people with that, right?
And the
So
scissors.
scissors.
You forgot the
Scissors did
scissors.
come up even in the last book. Like he said, "This is
Yeah,
all I
he
can manage,"
dueled. He
and
dueled. Yeah, and the scissors.
year in with scissors. Yeah, so he does have that. And did he change in any way? No, he's still the same in this book.
He didn't
Nothing.
change, but the information we have about him was
Ah,
changed drastically, right?
his
We
his
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's pure
Go on.
Madra. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
So that's
like
one thing.
Lindon. And
And the
another
other thing is that
key
he has
to
the crystal ball,
marble.
which
Yeah,
I'm going to assume is from Osriel because it's the only one that makes sense. But
I mean, yeah, it's a different color too. So
yeah. So
what if it
I'm
is?
actually basing this on two things. One, well, it's red, and
It's not
Osriel is supposed to be the
red.
Reaper, isn't that?
No, it's black. It's like
Oh.
space. The description made it sound like it is space or something.
Okay.
Here,
Well, I'll take your word for it. I don't remember.
let me look up.
Yeah.
How many?
And the
I'll
other
keep looking.
thing,
You can talk. Yeah.
yeah. The other thing is we learned that of the two, like the seven Abaddon,
Abidan. Yeah.
the only people who can rival Machiel for like who is the judge of fate for future telling abilities is Osriel, and that's kind of Ethan's family whole thing of being able to read the present or see the present, and have a web of information that basically gives them omnipotence or omniscience, rather than omnipotence.
Yeah.
So I think he would have find a kindred spirit like Surreal did with Lindon, maybe, possibly. I don't know. I could just be completely wrong and like some other Abaddon which we've never heard of. Yeah, go on.
Eithan pulls out his own glass marble the size of a thumbnail. Inside the hollow shell was a ball of perfectly round darkness. It looked endlessly deep, like a bottomless hole suspended in glass. Maybe they're like coins, he thinks.
Maybe.
It says black marble. And then he pulls out a gold plate, like his authority plate, before sending Lindon to see Jai Chen, the sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything else about Eithan? He's still the same handsome, dashing guy who doesn't care about the
He's also
Emperor.
apparently boned because like the book ends with like Naru Juan, I think it was, right?
Yeah, Naru, yeah.
Like going, wait, hang on. You're telling me I got accurate information before the patriarch of the Aurelius family? Wait.
I have to relish this.
This is a good day. Yeah.
So you
we
had
see
something
a more tender
interesting.
side to Eithan. Yeah.
You had something interesting to say about. Sorry, technical issues.
Yeah. What did I have to another one? Is it the wings?
Sorry.
It's the wings, isn't it?
Yeah, you had something to say about his wings.
Yeah, he has a 15-foot wingspan, and he's made every single like room in the fucking palace to accommodate for his massive wingspan because
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the emperor.
Yeah.
Anything you wanted to add something to that?
Yeah. No, I mean I think people can catch on with what I'm laying down.
No, he's not compensating for anything. He's the emperor.
Yeah, of course. No, we did actually see a more tender side to Eithan in this book, right? When he confides to Cassius that he has no plan, he's lost. Like maybe
we do see him being fallible. True. Yeah.
Maybe like I can take these two and make with them our family like the greatest thing to ever happen, or maybe not. Maybe we'll just die out. I don't know. And when he realized that Jai Daishu lived, it's like, oh shit, I'm fucked. I'm yeah.
What do you call that in like video games? Like you have one save where you die and then you can respawn at the same level. That's what Jai Daishu does, right?
Yeah.
Because
the
he has some what is that? Some soul box or something. I don't know what that's called in this book. And
it's like some chest thing. Some
yeah.
I don't remember, but yeah.
Yeah. So he comes back and poor Eithan. So at the end of it, Eithan reaffirms that yes, the fight is going to happen.
Yeah.
He wants the duel is still on. It's not. I thought by the end of this, everyone would just like, there's no need or something.
You would think so, but no. No.
Right. Do you want to tell me about Jai Long? What's happening with Jai Long?
I think
Poor
the last
guy,
book,
I told you. He's not like a straight villain. He's nice.
Yeah. At the end of the last book, we saw Jai Long, get access to the Ancestor Spear and lose his friend. And throughout this book, he's basically processing his grief in the worst imaginable way. By essentially waging a war of, I guess it's more of like a guerrilla war, not exactly a full-on war, which we later learn he's just being kind of led on by Jai Daishu to try and challenge the Underlord of the Jai clan, which fails miserably.
Yeah.
Great job, dude. And now has to reaffirm his loyalty to Jai Daishu. At the very least, him and Gokren are both alive, which, I mean, Gokren is a breath of Gokren is a breath of fresh air. He is this old guy, and you thought, like Jai Daishu, for instance, he would be power hungry, but no, he has spine. He's just there with this guy because he's friends with his son, and he appreciates that. And that bond that they have together is actually one of the highlights of this book for me.
Yeah.
Because we've seen the Sand Vipers last book being like these ruthless people who they were the first fighters in like the Desolate Wilds that Yeren and Lindon fought with. They were doing this whole mining business. They were overall just a bit unpalatable. But Cradle and Gokran are both like good people who just got caught in shitty situations. So it's fairly refreshing to see like these characters being treated as not villains, but more nuanced than that, which is good writing. Good shit.
Did Gokran live at the end
Yeah.
of this?
Yeah, they so Jai Daishu forced Jai
fishes?
Long to make an oath, and it's like, okay, you can do what I'm gonna kill him, or
Yeah.
you can force him to take an oath to you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. So at least he's around.
Yeah.
And we find out Jai Long's mask business. It's because his mouth is what, like fangs or something, or
Yeah. Like his jaw
basically a
unhinges.
snake mouth or
He's
something.
a snake, yeah. He's basically a snake, yeah.
Yeah. He's half snake. Poor guy. Seriously, poor guy.
Yeah. I mean, for sure.
And on top of this, he has to like take care of his sister.
Yeah.
And do you want to tell me about Jai Chen? What do you think?
So we
I
do
don't think we
actually
need to-
get. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just a blooper. It's like that's all I remember about Jai Chen because she's like so smitten with Lindon and she like wants to write him a letter or something. This is all like very Ginny Weasley type of vibes, right?
Yeah. No, he's lampooned
go
a bit
on.
in the book, but we get, I think, is it Suriel? I think it's Suriel that says something along the lines that they like their bond is very strong, and like they were fated to meet at some point, Jai Chen and Lindon.
No, she is the girl that Suriel shows him in his flashback, where he's sitting on a roof with a girl, sharing a bottle of some drink or something in the first book, Unsold, where his fate is shown. It's probably Jai Chen is the one who's supposed to be in his fate. Like he would have met her organically if he hadn't left
Yeah.
Sacred Valley.
Yeah.
So that's the girl.
Right.
But Yerin, my girl Yerin, she's here, and fate can go.
Yeah.
Are we keeping this explicit? I don't know. So I'm not swearing.
I already did, but yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I slept. I'm sorry.
Right. So Jackson, we don't have to talk about her. I'm done
Sure.
because
I mean,
if she displaces Yerin, I'm going to be angry. So
okay. Yeah.
I mean, see, the thing is, Will White understands that introducing this character is it's obvious, right? Like you're having a nice shipping relationship, like nice couple, and then you introduce this new character, and then everyone is like, "Oh God, is this really necessary here?" So he just plays into it. He just makes it worse.
Mm-hmm.
So funny, yeah. Cassius, or
I mean, did we see Cassius
you
last book?
love
I don't
him?
think he was in last book.
No,
Cassius. Okay.
he shows up
Yeah.
like for a bit, right? He's the one who is the Blackflame guy. Isn't he the one? I don't remember if it was the last book or here. I don't know if we get his name there.
Probably was last book, but I don't remember very much about the last book with regards to
Yeah.
Cassius. But yeah, so Cassius is like set up as like this underling. He's the disgraced heir. He is, like playing second fiddle to Eithan.
He abdicated his throne for the
He
sake of love.
he has, he's married to the most powerful high gold of the empire. Like, okay, I guess he's gonna die. Like shit's going sideways. He gets like jumped by 9 different high gold, and like, okay, well, we had a good run. And then it turns out, no, he's the second most powerful high gold in the empire. He kicks absolute ass, and I just, oh god.
You're happy, yeah. But the way
I was
it is
happy,
revealed,
yeah.
it's so good, right? Like because he thinks no other high gold can like face him one on one except
for one, and they're
his own
she's
wife,
taking,
the one who is like
yeah.
his child
It's
to
so sweet.
safety. Yeah.
It's so sweet.
Yeah. I hope we get to see her. Naru Jing,
Yeah.
right? Whatever. Yeah. So, but Cassius and Ethan are the same family. They're all
Yes.
Aurelius family, right?
Aurelius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he takes up Naru family name,
Yeah.
Cassius. Nice. Is that nice? Yeah.
Which makes him hot shit, right? Like he's Naru Cassius Aurelius. He is the heir apparent for the Aurelius family. He is matrilineally married into the Imperial family. Like the guy is very high leagues. Just Ethan is a step above
Ethan
him.
treats him like, fetch my slippers type of guy.
Yeah. It sets. it sets the power level of different characters very well, which is very nice. It's just
Yeah.
yeah,
It's comforting, right?
yeah,
Like you
yeah,
don't have to guess who is stronger and who is weaker. It's
yeah,
so comforting. You can relax. Oh yes, I know this guy's place. And also the ranking system. What did you think of the ranking system? 113. If you keep
yeah,
this up, I'll have to remember your name.
yeah. So we're very clearly introduced into a world which puts ability with the sacred arts above everything else, right?
Yeah.
Even Yaren, who doesn't know how to write
Poor
or read.
Yerin. That was such a sweet and
Yeah,
sad scene, you know.
yeah.
But
But
even
like,
without
yeah,
knowing the words, like she knows exactly like how to read these texts because that's what she's been studying without like actually reading.
hmm
I felt so that was a nice, very nice
because like
scene.
yeah, they're pictograms, right? And like yeah,
There are
Lyndon is trying to read
pictograms
them.
with descriptions, but
Yeah,
then
yeah.
rather
No,
than
no,
him
no. Like
deciphering the
yeah,
words,
yeah.
yeah,
Lyndon is
she could
trying to
just
read the
read it.
pictograms, but she's just like copying the moves of what the
Yeah,
pictograms display,
yeah,
which is yeah. But even in such a world where like literacy doesn't really matter in comparison to say proficiency with martial arts and more sacred arts, I guess you have a very clearly delineated structure of power level. I'm not sold on it being amazing because we don't really see it elsewhere. Like, you have your ranks, your gold, your true gold, your low gold, your lords, your overlords, but you don't really see such a rigid structure anywhere else. And also, Will White being notoriously bad with numbers thus far means there's like supposed to be 10 other underlords that are more powerful than Eithan. We've only
yeah,
seen one. I don't know where the others
yeah.
are.
But
Um,
then it's going to be restructured, right? At the end of it, doesn't doesn't he say
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
there is going
Because
to
he
be
beat the
some
shit out of
shuffling of the
everyone else.
ranks?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But even still, it's a good idea on paper. I'm just not convinced if it's great so far. I assume the next two books are going to be much more, at least the next book, will be much more ingrained into, the politics of the Blackflame Empire. So we'll see much more of this, 113 and like 17 and 20 and number one, number two. But
I
we'll see.
find it very funny though, like just referring to people as their numbers.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
So next, who do you want to talk about?
Um. Yeah.
Orthos.
Yeah.
That is so
Sure.
funny. We thought it's a dragon, and then there is like a long, very very slow,
Mm-hmm.
slow reveal of what this thing is. I thought
Mm-hmm.
it'd be like something like that movie Dungeons and Dragons. There's like a chubby dragon, right? Which just waddles around. I thought it is something like that, but no, we have a turtle dragon.
Yeah.
What exactly is a turtle dragon?
So, um, in Chinese mythology, it's called Longui, which I butchered to shit. I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a thing. And basically,
Mm-hmm.
you have in Chinese mythology, you have four symbols for distinct sacred beasts, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
I think turtles, dragons,
Elephant.
tigers, and birds, right?
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm.
And the dragon turtle combines two of these. It's basically what Orthos is. So, in a sense, he's literally a sacred beast.
Ah. But you know what I was thinking when the turtle showed up?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of Kung Fu Panda, Master Oogway,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
my favorite. Yeah. So that's Orthos. So yeah, so Orthos is that was a very nice thing where once more we see a soft spot with Ethan because he's the one who decided not to like mercy kill Orthos
Mm-hmm.
because he's in pain but he's trying his best to help him.
Yeah,
And then he does find help, but he didn't want to like just give up and say no,
yeah,
right? And even when Yeren is like about to kill him, I think there is a scene where Orthos just says, "Do what you must" or something,
yeah, yeah,
and then she decides, no, he's not an enemy, so and then she
yeah,
just spares him.
yeah.
It's a very nice thing to have, like in the middle of all this action and magic and all so many things going on. You
Mm-hmm.
take a minute to like feel bad for this sad
This
old
turtle.
creature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you feel bad for it, turtle, true. Right. Anyone else?
Do we have anyone else?
We can talk about Surreal because she found some
Yeah.
new things. We found what pods,
Yeah. We
and
got like
Osriel is up to some shit. Yeah.
so I'm assuming that what Surreal and the Abaddon are up to, like the greater plot of Cradle that we're not privy to yet. It's
Yeah.
like building up in the background, and like it's eventually gonna intersect at some point in the far future with Lindon's arc, possibly
Yeah.
due to the interference of certain someone, Eithan. Because apparently the two of them together have like derailed the fate of the world itself, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what else? Right, you have Audriel, who is up to something. I've not taken notes to remember exactly what he's up to be honest, but apparently,
Osriel is
yeah.
either dead or he's faked his own death.
Mm-hmm.
And he's drawn Surreal to this particular place so that she finds these 13 billion people hidden in pods
Yeah.
with their own culture still preserved so that they can
Mm-hmm.
repopulate a different place.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, go on, continue.
No, yeah, like
You're making a point.
Audriel is supposed to be like the Reaper, right? He is the guy that destroys worlds without contamination, because that's what they had. Because even Shuriel can do that, right? We saw like Shuriel last book starts off with Shuriel just destroying the entire world.
With a razor, yeah.
But any Abaddon can reasonably do that. It's just they would leave the planet, the iteration, up to corruption. Audriel can do that without leaving any iteration of corruption. Like everyone dies, and there's no chaos, no corruption, no nothing. No mythical creatures like fiends and whatever, like inserting into the iteration.
Yeah.
And that guy, who apparently is like very good at mass murder, is the guy that
Saving
goes the
people?
extra mile to
Yeah.
save so many people, right? And also apparently Shuriel knew him before she ascended.
Yeah,
Is that what we're calling it? Ascended?
Ascended, let's just call it Ascended. Yeah,
Yeah,
why
sure.
not? So she must have been in Lyndon's position, and Osriel must have found her, just the way she has found Lyndon, and could be. So this is how the Abaddon recruitment works, maybe, because we do get her backstory of being on a planet, like being mortal, like 4,000 years ago,
Yeah.
and then she's now Abaddon. So
Yeah.
see, I think that's a greater plot. What else? What else could it be? I
I
mean,
mean, we're fairly sure that Lindon at least is probably going to join the Abaddon eventually, right? Or at least attain their power level
yeah,
eventually. Because if we look at the scale, we have Sacred Valley, which is its own thing, with like the highest rank being Jade. And then
yeah,
you have like the Wild with like,
gold.
Eithan and like high gold and true gold. Then you have
Yeah,
the Empire with like the Overlord guy, who is the Emperor, and then like where are we going there from there? We have the 8-Man Empire, who is apparently like so tough shit that they can beat anyone, like 1,000 true gold or something I think it was. You have that dude who's fighting dragons underwater,
underwater. Yeah, yeah.
which I'm gonna guess
That
is
is
Ghostwater, book 5. You
really
have,
so okay.
I
Yeah.
mean,
See, so
I'm
Skysworn, he
guessing,
gets wings, and then he goes
yeah,
into swimming lessons or something.
of course. You have that 9 Cloud Court woman who's like 10 or something,
A young girl, yeah, a small girl, yeah.
who is like gold by that point or something like that. I don't quite remember. The scale keeps increasing, and to keep the books competitive, I'm assuming that you're gonna need to keep increasing the scale until we
Yeah.
get to, well, cosmic
Abitan,
scales,
the
right?
way
Yeah,
bound. Yeah.
yeah. So maybe,
Right. Okay, so we found the Lord. The Lord, I think itself it was introduced last time, this
yeah.
concept. But right. Anything else?
Not sure.
Any other new backstories? Yeah, I think we covered all of it. Right.
Mostly, I think so. Yeah.
Do you want, so our common friend has sent us some questions. Do you want to go through them? Because
Sure.
he's the one who got us on Cradle, first of
Yeah.
all. And so we asked, like, what do you want us to discuss? So he has these 10 questions,
Yeah.
right? Do you want to take the first one?
Why turtle? I think we already covered the why turtle because
Yeah.
Cradle is very
I'm
clearly
glad
based
you.
on Cradle is very clearly based on mythology of like such cultures, even though a lot of the names are for more whatever doesn't matter. What kind of name is Lindon? But yeah,
Lindon. Yeah.
yeah, I guess. But still, you have turtles, the dragon turtle, which I mentioned from Chinese mythology. I think turtles are quite prominent in Korean mythology. I think like there's a big turtle that holds up the world, or something
Oh,
like
is
that.
that Korean mythology?
I
Okay.
think so. I would be lying
I
if I
have no
remember
idea.
precisely. And so on and so forth. Like in Eastern, more like in China, Korea, Japan
Far East.
mythologies, you have such creatures being deified, which pretty much every religion has
In
one.
my culture,
Yeah,
turtles are like inauspicious. Like, we're not allowed to have turtles as pets. Yeah. Like, you don't bring a turtle into the home, is what we've been told. So
right, right.
I really wanted one because my friend had a turtle. So,
Oh,
okay. Second question.
yeah.
So, Ethan, is he a great boss for staying out of the way and letting workers handle things, or a terrible boss for abandoning his employees? What do you say? I think
Um,
I'm very
good
generous
question.
with Ethan. It's
I
a
think
great
so.
question, yeah.
On some level, can you expect a person like Ethan to just include himself in everything? Does he not have responsibilities as like the underlord and the patriarch of the family? But then on the other hand, when you're getting invaded,
Yeah.
I do think he has a plan. Whether or not that plan is good or not is something to be seen. But I don't think he's just like lounging around and just, whatever. I'm just gonna, do this and go on vacation for like 2 years and whatever. He clearly has a reason for doing what he does. Whether or not that's a
But
good reason or not is remains to be seen. Yeah.
but it is, I think it's more like he trusts his people to do their
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
he can keep an eye on them anytime. Like, what does he tell Leighton and Erin
I'm always
when they're
watching.
going into the trials? I'll always be watching you. So I think it's a matter of, he doesn't need to be on the spot to take care of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there were some hints of something happening like 6 years ago. Some kind of shit went down, and that's when Ethan made a mistake or something like that. Yeah, I think
Hmm.
it will be. We'll find out soon, but I'm not sure what that is.
I'm gonna guess that's like Austria, like his meeting with the Abaddon that gave him the marble.
Mm-hmm. Good guess. Yeah, who knows?
Because like he was born in the earliest family and he left and then came back 6 years ago as an underlord. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. So could
So
be.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Right.
number three.
Yeah. Is this even a world where literacy matters if you're strong enough? No. Case in point, Yaren.
No. Yeah.
We should probably elaborate a bit more.
Do we
Kinda.
really need to? Really?
Like scripts
Okay.
are a
See,
pretty big thing of like what keeps the world running, right?
learning to carve out a few scripts and like literacy are two different things.
Are they?
No? Yeah. I don't think like you learn all the alphabets needed to do one particular script. She can learn a couple of scripts and use them. All I'm
I
saying is it
guess.
doesn't matter. She has two swords, arms,
Okay,
and
yeah.
one more sword in her
Yeah.
hand.
To be
It doesn't matter.
fair,
She can
Yaren
get
also
people
has
to
like
draw
a lot of
scripts.
street smarts. Yeah, it's not like just she needs
Yeah.
books to learn. But yeah, it's true.
So it doesn't matter. I think we're fine.
Right.
Question four. I should really thank Zil. Like these are
Yeah.
awesome, right? I didn't go through the questions because it's so much fun like this. Yeah. Question four. Oh, Jai
Yeah, that's
Daishu.
you, I think. Yeah.
Is he a rational actor who was missing information or a delusional megalomaniac? What information did he miss? Was he missing any information? I don't
I
know what
mean,
this is.
reasonably, he is a stronger underlord than Ethan, supposedly, according to the ranking system.
Maybe,
and
yeah.
he can't breach the the
The next level, yeah.
thing he makes. No, the bubble he makes, the script thing,
The
which Ethan
shell,
can only
the
breach
shell
with
of
his pure matter.
protection. Yeah.
So if anyone knew what Ethan's path was or what his Madro was, then yeah, probably he could have beaten him, but he didn't. So that's, I guess, the information that he's missing. Does that make him a rational actor?
No,
It's not a terrible plan, all things considered.
I mean, I don't know. What is his ultimate motivation here? What is he trying to do?
I think it's just
He's
like
just
what
trying
everyone wants, right? Like to
go to the
uphold the
next level.
reputation and save face. Not really. I mean, yeah, probably. But he's
But
an
then this
underlord.
this is
It's not
the
like he can go
guy
much higher.
who this is the guy who exiled Jai Long, and now he has like no choice. There's no one else to like succeed him. No one strong enough. Right. So I don't. He's pretty delusional. Maybe he thought he'll live forever or something.
He certainly tried. No?
He did. Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Okay. Question 5.
Right. So is Jai Long a product of his environment, or is he blinded by power and revenge? Is he someone who can we have the potential to root for if he changes, or is he beyond redemption? It's a good
We are
question.
Malasan readers. We are okay with redemption of anyone, anywhere,
That is
with
true.
any sort of background. So
That is true.
he asked this question purposely, right?
I'm not
Bringing
going
up
to
redemption
extrapolate
here.
based on that, but even last book, right, we viewed Jai Long as a more sympathetic figure. He's like,
Yeah.
I mean, he has his sister to look after. He was exiled by his clan on some bullshit justification. And we're like, oh, you don't have the proper remnant. Like, okay, cool. So yeah, I do think he definitely could change. I don't know if he will or should.
I think he will. He will.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure he will because his ultimate motivation is his sister, right? So, like he wants power for X, Y, Z
Exactly.
reasons. It's for Jai Chen,
Yeah.
and yeah, when Jai Chen,
And
it's
if
fixed.
Lindon is the reason that she's fine,
Yeah.
why would he fight him? What purpose is it going to serve, right?
But then that asks the question of does he put his sister above his friend and his honor and whatnot? Which in a world that is so tight knit and so like rigid with
Yeah. Yeah.
reputation, a reputation of a sacred artist more important than their life, it's gonna get difficult. I think he might die next book or whenever the duel happens.
I don't think the duel will be extended even beyond the next book. I think
I
it will
hope
happen
not.
the next
I
book.
think we need to get
If
on
it
with it.
happens or it doesn't happen, yeah, it's the next book. But yeah, I do think he might die. I would feel very bad, but it's fine.
I think he
So
has a chance to like die here. Some quick technical issues aside.
yeah.
Yeah. So I do think he
Question
has the
6.
potential to change, and I think he might, but I also think he's probably
Die.
gonna die. Yeah. So
Right.
question 6.
Cassius, just how patient do you have to be to work closely with Ethan? Cassius is a gem. He is
Cassius is like, yeah.
like made of gold to not just kill Ethan at every chance he gets. So not only that, he cooperates with this guy. He works like he understands what Ethan wants and does it, in spite of not having all the information, and he doesn't agree with the things he's saying, but ultimately he's a competitive guy. Oh, it was so fun. The whole trials thing was really fun to read. Nice. So, did we answer
Yeah.
that? Do you want to go to the next one?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we already went over Cassius earlier and how much we like him.
Yeah.
He's just a great guy. Yeah.
Right.
So, as we said earlier, what does ranking everything tell us about the Blackflame Empire? And is it a quirk of? Is it just a quirk or some attempt at real world building? I already went over this a bit.
In my
Yeah.
oh, like is this just a quirk or failed attempt at real world building? Is it? Do you think it's a failed attempt? Because, yeah. What do you think?
No, I don't think so. I think in a world that is as rigid and so dependent on that one specific thing, then yeah, I think at some point proficiency on that specific thing is going to win out over everything else. And a rigid ranking system would be a great way to keep people in check while simultaneously promoting some measure of social mobility. Like yeah, you might be poor, but if you join, this house because you're good at sacred arts, then you can advance further. On the
But
whole, it's a
also,
pretty fucked up system, but
it is, yeah, that's what I was. Now, see, if Lyndon had even the slightest bit of, not that motivated guy, if he had just accepted his fate as being unsold, he would have been what? He would have just been like the family servant or something. He would have had
mhm.
absolutely no mobility. So it's great world building, but yeah, we just don't agree with it, right?
I
Can we
don't
just
think
say
Will
that
agrees with it either. Yeah.
yeah, but it's very great. Like it establishes the world, and I think it works.
Yeah.
Question 8. Speaking of world building, how many more increases in scale are we looking at here? Sacred Valley times 10 is Desolate Wilds, times 10 is Serpent's Grave, times 10 is question mark. And then we have to get to the monarchs eventually. So that's, yeah, we can see that, right? Like, we thought the 1,000 mile cloud, which Lyndon and Erin were using to travel, was a big shit. And then we find that they have something which can, move buildings. Uh, this guy is just not going to hold back, right? These
Yeah.
books are just going to keep on expanding as much as they can. We think we're starting out at a higher level, and then that turns out to be like step one, and
Mhm.
then you go some further on.
Who was
So
that guy like from book one? That like gold, like low gold, patriarch of like the what was it?
the Way
The
family, yeah,
I don't know. It
the
wasn't
Way
way.
clan,
It was like
Path of the
there's three
White,
clans: the Wei clan, the Kazan clan, and the third
Ka-
clan, the Li
Lee
clan. I think
clan,
it was. Yeah.
yeah.
And you have that guy who's like, I think he's low gold or maybe true gold at most, and he's
I
just
think
like
he has a gold
the
badge, right? The
yeah.
Blackwing guy who descends. Yeah,
And with the whole shit, like guy's hot shit, and yeah, he would just get absolutely wrecked by anyone outside of Sacred Valley. Yeah,
yeah.
the increase in scale we said earlier is, I mean, probably going to just end up at like the cosmic scale, the Abaddon scale, right? Maybe the
Mhm.
entire world of Cradle and beyond Cradle into shit like Harrow and Limit or equivalent iterations that make it challenged by something, whatever is causing these corruptions of these worlds. We don't know what that is, do we? I don't think we
No,
do.
no,
Yeah,
I
so
don't think
something's
so.
causing them.
Yeah.
Someone's a problem at fault here.
9.
So next one's mine, right? Yeah. So how much of Ethan's plan can we guess? Pulling in Orthos and strengthening Little Blue, all has to be going somewhere. Never mind the amount of money he's burning running all the Blackflame trials.
His idea.
Um,
I think he just tells it, right? Like to strengthen Lyndon, to bringing up to his level. That's what he's trying
mhm.
to do, right? What else could it be?
I think it's the same
But
thing that
why was?
motivates Lindon.
Mm-hmm.
I think his encounter with the Abaddon showed him
Yeah.
some apocalyptic version of like events. Like not only Sacred Valley. No, it's not only Sacred Valley that will get destroyed. It's all of Cradle. Like something similar
True.
is going to happen to this world. And the
So do you
Abaddon are like,
think?
okay, yeah, it's fine. No, we're just gonna let this happen, and then we're gonna round up the survivors, and then we're gonna start over. But Lindon isn't having that, and Eithan isn't having that. So I think that's what's gonna happen, right? Eventually, it's like he's gathering strength between Lindon, who has pure Madra, and he's strengthening him up to keep him adaptable. He has taken in Yeren because Yeren has a lot of potential, because she's also been built up to excess by her master, because these two have the qualifications to advance further than no one else has met before. So he took them in because they may be underlords or overlords or something above eventually, 10, 20 years in the future. If he even has 10 or 20 years in the future, which he might not, which is probably why he's rushing so much. Like Lindon was
And
given like what,
also,
30 years? Yeah.
yeah, maybe. But that's probably the reason Ethan was at the Desolate Wilds before everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Probably he came there to find these two.
Mm-hmm.
So, so yeah,
Yeah.
there is a plan. Something's going on. We'll
There
find
always
out.
is a plan. This is Ethan. He always has a plan. If it's a good plan, is the question. Yeah.
Unlike like Will White, I think he tweeted recently saying
Yeah.
plan is
Being
too
a
strong a
yeah.
word. Yeah, right. So question 10, me, right. Naming things. Is it Erin's actual superpower?
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, endless, what is it? Path of endless sword. Anyone can do that. path of naming things like aptly, perfectly. Yeah, that only Erin can do
You
that.
have your burning cloak. You have your dragon's breath. You have your little blue. Just better name.
What about the dragon advances? A dragon conquers and a dragon destroys, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then what does it do?
The dragon takes a nap on a vacation or something. Let me
The
find the blooper.
dragon
Hang
is
on.
working through things. Yeah.
It was a great blooper about this.
Yeah, that's the one, right? Like
Yeah.
someone
Hang
cheated
on.
on the dragon or something. Yeah, he's good. He has issues. The dragon has issues. Right.
Yeah. The dragon is respected. The dragon is cool. People like the dragon. The dragon isn't scared. The dragon wins all the time. The dragon can beat you up. The dragon left his ex-girlfriend, not the other way around, and she's a liar. Like, you shouldn't trust anything she says about it anyway. The dragon was working through some issues. Yeah, so I think we can all agree that naming things is Yaren's absolute superpower, and that's the most important thing about her character, is how well she names things. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Nice. I think we're done. Is there anything more to
I think,
talk
yeah.
about this book?
I think we could probably just gush about how the actions were written really well, but you knew that because you read the book, right? You don't need us to tell you that.
Right.
So yeah, if you're up to this point, go read Cradle again. It's fun. It's great fun. You can read it like 2 days. It's fine. Just do it. It's fun.
Yeah. Oh, do you know, I did the word count for the whole of Cradle, all 12 books of Cradle. It's equal to 2 books of Malasan, book 7 and 8. If you combine those two, it's equal to 12 Cradle. So
Yeah.
it's a month tops.
So go
All
read
right.
it.
Shall
Yeah.
I wind up?
So yeah. Am I gonna
We'll be
do
back
the
with-
report complete thing at the end? No. Okay. Yeah.
You have to. If you started a
I
report,
have
you
to.
need to end
Okay.
it.
I have to. Yeah. You're right. Okay. Yeah. So thank you very much for watching or listening. I've learned. Yeah. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Good night. Yeah.
Yeah. Report complete.
You should also ask suggested topic.
Just the top.
Skysworn.
Yeah. Not done
Report.
yet. So yeah. Goodbye.
Okay. Bye bye.